Say hello to Keymaster. Even if you don't visit many arcades, odds are you've seen this game before. Heck, I've seen it at the movie theaters, Walmarts, very public lawsuits, and even shoe stores. This game comes to us from Komuse and Sega. The release date was sometime around October 2011, as confirmed by both the game's manual and the Wayback Machine. So far on this series, we've only talked about redemption games. This changes today with our first prize-based game. Typically you aren't playing for tickets here, but instead to win physical prizes that are stocked by the arcade owner. As a side note, an arcade can turn any prize game into a redemption game.
Oh no!
If they do something like this. But going back to Keymaster, there are 3 tiers of prizes to win. What these prizes are depends on your arcade. Typically the top row has the most expensive goodies, while the middle row gets some modestly valuable items. This leaves the bottom row with the most lackluster prizes. You can aim the key left and right, but you can only raise the key while holding the up button. The moment you release this up button, the key is launched forward. This is all happening while a timer counts down. All you gotta do is get that key to fit into one of the prize holes. Simple enough, yeah? One of the worst kept secrets of arcades is that this game is rigged. News of this game getting sued is nothing new, with the earliest one getting announced back in 2013, with another lawsuit getting significantly more coverage in 2021. At its core, these lawsuits state that this game presents itself as a game of skill, while in reality you're gambling on the probability of hitting the payout window. For general strategy, it doesn't get much better than this video by Claw Craziness from 2016. As they keep it simple and applicable, I'm going to give a more technical explanation for why and how it cheats you. So a focal point of the lawsuit discusses 2 settings within the game's manual. The first one to consider is the payout rate. Each of the 3 rows can be set to individual payouts after having been played enough times. These payouts default at 700 but can be set anywhere between this range. So this setting works in tandem with the other culprit, this one being called compulsory upper deviation. This is a very roundabout way of saying the game cheats, and makes your key shoot up a little higher when you release the up button. They can set it between 1 to 9, where each increment jumps up by 0.4 millimeters. Using this jump, we know that hitting the top when you lined it up correctly means that the game is not ready to pay out. If you're just barely missing by hitting the bottom, that means it's possible to win. If you frequent the same place with a Keymaster machine, keep an eye on what prizes it has. If the same things have been there for a long time, it could be worth trying. If it looks like a prize was recently won, avoid playing that row as that claimed prize has reset the payout rate. I mean, it was either won or the arcade owner is trolling you and just removing items. So take this with a grain of salt. So that's how you play Keymaster. But more importantly, what happened with those lawsuits? I mean, not much on the legal side as of now, but Sega and Komuse are no longer publicly promoting Keymaster. They're instead pushing another game called Prize Locker. This one claims to be 100% skill-based. Man, they're really emphasizing that with this one. Is it the same game? This one looks pretty similar to Keymaster, but from reading the Prize Locker manual, there is no mention of those notorious settings from the lawsuit. Also, the control dashboard does look different with Prize Locker, but that was probably only done to further disassociate the 2 games. They do sell conversion kits to upgrade your old Keymaster game into Prize Locker. Honestly, I've never seen a Prize Locker in person, but I keep seeing Keymaster everywhere. If I ever come across a Prize Locker, I'll give an updated opinion as I can't really comment on a game I've never played. I guess this means they admit Keymaster is a rigged game. I mean, there are many other rigged arcade games, so why did this one get sued and all the other ones get away scot-free? But this has to be one of, if not, the most popular arcade game, even with the lawsuits. This game is still everywhere, and I feel like it's only gotten more common. With this much popularity, I guess that's what brought it down? I really shouldn't be ranking this one. Putting a prize game against redemption ones feels like apples to oranges. But it's fine, I call the shots on this list. To celebrate our first prize game, let's give it a warm welcome to D tier. Personally, I wouldn't rely on this game. On paper, the returns are crazy good. Spend $1 and win an iPad in less than a minute. But honestly, how frequently are you going to get that? There's a reason you'll see those prizes on the top row just sit there for months. With how wide of a payout window there is, you'll never know if it's ready to pay, unless you throw a few dollars at the game to test it out. You might know someone who won a big prize on this game, and hey, good for them. But if they claim it's a good game because of that, I'd just call that survivorship bias. The default 700 plays is pretty high, and I don't imagine an arcade would go out of their way to reduce that number. You can throw a play at this every now and then for giggles, but don't get suckered into replaying it if it's not ready. Unless you spend your entire life at an arcade watching how many plays the Keymaster machine gets, it really isn't worth playing. But the one thing I'll put this game above are the wheel games. Like, come on, if we're gonna gamble, I'd rather win an iPad instead of one jackpot.